The diplomatic row between India and Maldives began on social media and landed in the foreign ministries of both nations. So, what's happening? Well, if you are out there and asking the same question, you have come to the right place. So, let's discuss it in depth. So, just sit back and relax. The Maldivian Foreign Minister Musa Zamir on Saturday said India's gesture to renew the quota to allow the export of essential commodities for his nation signifies the long standing bilateral friendship and the commitment to further expand trade and commerce. He took to X to thank India for the move, and in which replies, our own Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar said India stands firmly committed to its neighborhood first and Sagar policies. So let's go into the depth of what is neighborhood first and Sagar policies. We'll touch those, but before that, I must welcome you to the video. And I have also uploaded two videos before in the international relations series. This is going to be our third one. So stay updated and stay tuned. Okay, so let's touch these topics in 10 seconds each. What? Neighborhood first and Sagar policies. Let's start off with the Sagar policy. So what is Sagar policy? Sagar, the full form of Sagar is security and growth for all in the region. And it is India's policy of maritime cooperation in Indian Ocean region. As you can see in the map or on the screen that the maritime region. So basically India is trying to maintain the security and growth for all these nations which lies in the Indian Ocean. And regarding this policy, India does everything, yeah, which they could regarding the trade and the commodities like we are sending currently to Maldives. Next is India's neighborhood first policy. This underlines the renewed primacy that the country seeks to attach to its neighboring countries. Okay, India wants its neighborhood to grow and to become stable in terms of peace and harmony. So because of which these two policies are applied whenever we talk about our neighbors. Okay, so now back to the topic of Maldives. So basically, what is happening? Why are we discussing all these things? Because the announcement for the renewal of quota comes amidst a diplomatic row between both the countries. Now some of you might be aware what is this row and some of you could be not. So let me tell you, since November last year, when President Mohammad Muitsu, known for his pro-China leanings, within hours of taking oath, demanded India to repatriate its military personnel from his country. Yes, he asks to remove Indian personnel or Indian military out of his country. And it is considered or it is thought that this is because of his pro-China leanings. What is pro-China leanings? It is said that he favors China more than India. And it is not traditionally Maldivian habits or you could say thinking. They are pro-Indian always. But after this man took oath, thus things are changing. Okay. And not only that, the relations further deteriorated when three Maldivian officials made crass comments after PM Modi posted photos and videos of Lakshadweep Islands, resulted in a heavy backlash by Indians and hashtag boycott Maldives campaign began. Yes, and it resulted in a significant decline in Indian tourists to Maldives. And what was that? That was a huge lesson for Maldives. And now they are trying to save their crumbling economy by trying to make things right again. Well, you know us Indians. We believe in Vasudev Kutumbakam. So that was the reason we have decided to export the essential commodities with an increased quantity. Yes, that is right. So now you are basically aware of what is update between the Maldives and India. So let's look at their some previous relations and previous history also. Okay, so basically Maldives is located south of India's Lakshadweep Islands in the Indian Ocean. Okay, and both nations established diplomatic relations after the independence of Maldives from British rule in 1965. And India was one of the first nations to recognize Maldives' independence. Yes, and since then, India and Maldives have developed close strategic, military, economic, and cultural relations. we are going to discuss about each of them. Okay, so currently this was all about the history of India and Maldives relations. Basically, yeah, some treaties were also signed. We are going to discuss next, but you should know that Maldives just got its independence in 1965, and since then India has maintained very close ties with this neighbor. Okay, currently, recently we could say that things are not good for their relationship, but traditionally it always has been. Okay, let's look at some of the treaties that were signed in past. First one being the 1976 Maritime Treaty. In December 1976, India and Maldives signed a maritime boundary treaty to agree on maritime boundaries. As you can see on the map, the red line just above the 8-degree channel defines the border between India and Maldives. And just above it is a little island, Minicoy Island. Yeah, this was controversial back then, but now it is all sorted. Okay, the next is the 1981 Comprehensive Trade Agreement, which basically opened their markets for bilateral trade. Yes, the 1981 India and Maldives signed a comprehensive trade agreement which opened their markets for bilateral trades. And also you should know that both nations are founding members of SAARC. What is SAARC? SAARC is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. I may repeat again, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Okay, if you don't know about this in depth, so I will be making a separate series on international organizations. You could watch then. Okay, till then you could search from Google also. And also the SAFTA. Now, what is SAFTA? This is South Asia Free Trade Agreement. All these countries have signed these. So India and Maldives are their founding members. This helps in, you could say, easing the process of bilateral trades between the countries. And you must have heard about Operation Cactus one. Have you ever heard of the Operation Cactus before? And if not, this is the correct time, because it was such a significant event which happened in the history of India and Maldives relations. Since the success of Operation Cactus, the relations between India and Maldives have expanded significantly. Now, those of you who are wondering that what is Operation Cactus, I should tell you. In 1988, Maldives coup attempt was made by Abdullah Lutufi. He was a businessman with a group of some Maldivians and with the assistance of armed mercenaries from a Tamil secessionist organization hailing from Sri Lanka. Okay, and the attempt was thwarted, completely destroyed by the Indian armed forces. Okay, so this was Operation Cactus, and if you want to watch more on this, you are free to do so, or I could also make a separate shorts or video on this topic. Okay, until then, India have provided extensive economic aid and has also participated in bilateral programs for development of infrastructure, health, telecommunication, and labor resources. India is constantly helping Maldives in all these things. This is not new. The relation is not new. Okay, and the bilateral trade between both the countries stood at $500 million in 2022. Well, not a big number, but countries such small like Maldives are, I think that the bilateral trade numbers are fair enough. Okay, and it is continuously growing. In 2021, the figure was just 300 million. Well, after the recent blow to the relations, I'm not sure if it's going to continue or not. But if the trend remains same, we are going to be experiencing some good bilateral trade between India and Maldives. And not only this, during the COVID crisis of 2020, India extended help to Maldives in the form of financial and material and logistical support. We provided $150 million in currency, and the Indian Air Force airlifted 6.2 tons of essential medicines under the name of Operation Sanjeevani. Operation Sanjeevani, this is also important. If you're not aware, ask me or write in the comment sections. Well, back to the topic. And yes, this is going to be huge what I'm going to be telling you. See this. India is also funding the Greater Malay Connectivity Project. What is Malay? Malay is capital of Maldives, okay? So, India is funding that project the connectivity project? Well, basically, the grant of $100 million is already being provided, and with a line of credit for $400 million. Okay, so basically what you can see on the screen is small islands of Maldives like this: Gulifalu, Tilafushi, Vilingili, Malay, Hulhule, and Hulhule Malay. So basically all these islands make up the country of Maldives, and the connectivity project, the roads and bridges are going to be established between all these islands with the help of Indian financial aid. I don't know why Maldives is not focusing or not remembering these things which India has done for it. I don't know. Well, basically, we all know this is the, you could say, effect of China on Maldives. They have also credited them very large amount of money. So, okay. But just for now, we should know that what is the civil perception of Maldivians regarding India. Okay. However, Maldivians generally regard Indians and India as a friend and trusted neighbor, although there has been a strong anti-India stance taken by some sections of the society expressed under India Out campaign. Well, our Indian High Commission said it is just because of the China. Yes, China is, you could say, funding, or you could say motivating them to do so. Yes, you know that China is not such, you could say, very sincere or very good neighbor. No, it is not. I'll be making a separate video on India-China relations, and I'll be explaining everything. What are they doing? Okay, and yes, we can confirm, if the trend continues, this Maldives will only become a puppet of China and nothing else. Furthermore, there is now an active effort by India and its supporters, namely the Americans, the Arabs, and the British, to challenge the Chinese influence in the area. And now a video regarding all these countries, the relations with India, will also come soon. Okay, so stay tuned. But for now, the good news is investments have now seen rise in the Lakshadweep as an alternate to Maldives, to offer a paradise alternative. So this is basically, you could say, upgrading or motivating our Indian youth and Indian people and also the world to visit Lakshadweep and to boost the Lakshadweep economy. And you should also know a little fact about Lakshadweep. It has now become 100% organic in growing things. Well, it is not regarding to Maldives or anything else, but this is a must know fact regarding Lakshadweep. It is now 100% organic. Okay, and what was the state before that became 100% organic? You all should know that, and if you know, write in the comment sections. Okay, basically this was it. All of it, the relation of India and Maldives was covered in this video. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and stay updated, stay healthy. Thank you.